Hey, we are here. Flint's News Talk 1470 WFNT. Dan Foley, Sherman Mays as always.
As always.
You were getting in trouble yesterday, I noticed.
A little bit.
Sherman Mays recreated the his new Top Kooks
video.
whipped cream video. It's pretty funny. It's up at my Facebook page. We'll have to put that up as well.
Absolutely.
Number to call here, 743-8255. We've got special guests with us in studio. Share a microphone, so we'll go back and forth a little bit. Stacy, we've had you in several times now. It's good to see you. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, thanks for having me back.
And you, I'll have you lean right into that mic when you're talking. We were just together. Was it yesterday or no? It was Tuesday.
Yes.
Over at the Redwood Lodge. Some pretty good chili over there.
Oh the best I have ever had, and I really do mean that.
Yeah, it seems like whenever we get together now. Before that, we were over at the at Blondie's. And you were doing all right over there with the chicken strips, the mac and cheese, the meatloaf.
All I can say is I've gained 10 pounds since I met you, Dan. You've been a terrible influence.
Terrible
I've gained
influence.
10 pounds.
No, you haven't. I got to tell you, these folks have been stepping up and helping out with your mission.
Absolutely.
Which is something. Is this your 7th or your 8th year this year?
This is year 7.
This is year 7 of the dinner that you put on, and you got roped into this, and you brought your the person who lassoed you, got you involved in this.
Yes, actually, I was honored to meet the field director of Prison Fellowship, Denise Harris, 7 years ago, and she was seeking someone to help facilitate relationships between Angel Tree and various churches across the state of Michigan. So we got together, and I introduced her to a couple of pastors from Saginaw and Detroit, and then the next year I got a little bit more involved, and particularly because I asked her about the follow-through. That was something that was of interest to me. Are the churches following through with these families? What does that look like?
And the families that we're talking about, let's pause for just a quick second. We're talking about families who have kids, a parent or both parents are incarcerated.
Correct, a mom or a dad who are in prison. In some cases, both.
Okay. And I've got to say, so Denise Harris, thank you so much for being with us. And tell us a little bit about yourself and how you determine who these families are and who needs help and how you set this all up. Because Stacy's putting on his 7th dinner. It's going to be a huge Christmas dinner for a bunch of kids who really could use this at this time of year.
Stacy is awesome. We're so appreciative of Stacy and all of his work here in the Flint area. And I'm Denise Harris. I'm the field director for Prison Fellowship. I've been with the organization for about 12 years.
Okay.
And in addition to doing programming inside the prisons, we also have programs that are designed to reconcile the parent to the child, the incarcerated parent to the child, and that's our Angel Tree program.
Sure.
And so we love doing Angel Tree, and the way we identify the children is we connect with the parent inside prison through the prison chaplain.
Yep.
And so we have what are called Angel Tree signups. Mm-hmm. So the prisoners come to an event and they complete an application.
Okay.
And then we take those applications and we provide those applications to churches and organizations across the country. And they sponsor these children. Yes.
Gotcha. And I've got to tell you, this is this, and maybe I assume I'm right here. I'm gonna step out on a limb. I've got to think that this is there's probably no better way to help the folks who are in prison have something to look forward to when they get out of prison than the notion that they've helped their kids and they have something to look forward to when they get out of prison that's going to turn them in a positive direction when they leave prison so they don't go back. Is that a big part of what the thinking is?
Yeah. It's huge. It's all about hope. We consider our ministry a ministry of reconciliation and a ministry of empowerment, too, because parents feel like now they have the ability to do something for their children.
Right,
even
behind
from
bars.
Prison.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so they can stay connected through Angel Tree. And that's really what it's designed to do, is to keep the child and the parent connected.
Now, one of the things, Stacy, that you mentioned, and that was the fact that this is a big event. This is December 21st that you're doing this at. Where's the church again?
Saints of God Church in Flint, Michigan.
Okay, Saints of God. And where's it located?
It's on 2200 Forest Hill Avenue. Now, for those listening, this is not for everybody in town to show up. I want to make that clear.
No.
'Cause I don't want to see a line of 600 people waiting outside.
No.
So this is exclusively for those families.
kids.
But we are having.
But if somebody wants to help out, if they wanted to donate, they can get in touch with you. You've got presents for the kids. We've had so many people step up and donating food. We talked about the food early on. Blondie's Food and Spirits is doing chicken, and they're doing mac and cheese. 501 and Redwood, they're doing ham and they're doing salad. We've got Blackstone's Smokehouse is doing turkey and mashed potatoes. We've got cupcakes. Rough Bakery is supplying cupcakes. There's all sorts of people who are helping you put this together for these kids. And there's other things that people can do. You mentioned
we have Midas that have donated free oil changes. Walmart donated gift cards for moms. We have Metropolitan Baptist Tabernacle have donated gift cards for moms. And because we've been doing this for so many years now, what I find is that many of the families we've had in previous years, they may not be on our list this year, but they still have needs, and they're still part of what we're trying to do here in Flint, Michigan. So that's why I continue to try to get support for the mothers. So I'm not taking any financial donations at this time.
Okay.
But if someone wants to donate a gift card for families, for a mom, we certainly have families that we can bless. But I'm not taking any cash donations at this time.
But things that could help, like you mentioned, oil changes from Midas. I mean, that's an ongoing expense. This is something that, boy, if you've got that taken care of. And what I wanted to get to, as I was coming back to you, was the notion that this isn't a one-time thing. These are families and these are kids who have ongoing needs. It's a tremendous hardship when you've got a parent who's incarcerated. And so it's something where you want to stay connected to these families throughout the year.
That is the aim of the Angel Tree program. This is not the end. This is the beginning. The idea is to share the love of God, to share the love of Christ at this Christmas party. And then what we want to do is hopefully we want to continue that relationship, make ourselves accessible to these families, to continue. Listen, there's hardly a week that goes by that I don't get a phone call from a previous Angel Tree family. Reverend Swimp, can you go to the hospital and pray for my grandmother? Hey, Reverend Swimp, can you talk to my son? It's always something that the families need our support. They need our love. So that's the idea, is to facilitate a long-term relationship. Mm-hmm. And in some cases, we might even be, I make myself available. If a prisoner wants to write me, I don't mind. I created a P.O. box for that reason. So I try to do my best to facilitate restoration, as Mrs. Harris talked about, and restoration, and to be present, year round. Yeah, absolutely.
Denise, you're the program. I mean, this is something that is ongoing for you as well. I mean, this dinner is a fantastic thing. You've got programs that that are going on through Prison Fellowship inside the prisons as well.
That's correct. We have what are called academies that are happening not just here in Michigan, but across the country, and they are 12-month long programs for men and women that are designed to help change criminal thinking. Yeah. They're Christian-based programs, and so there's a lot of scripture that's incorporated. Mm-hmm. We have a wonderful team of volunteers, and that's what we're doing actually inside prisons, and we're really excited about the academies that are being launched.
I've got my sister-in-law. Her father was changed and had trouble and found Christ, and he is in the program. He goes up to Marquette. And he's a mentor in the program who does this through Prison Fellowship.
Wonderful.
So I'm familiar with it. I've talked to him extensively about it, and it's these are the types of programs that tend to be they work better when people have something to believe in, when they have hope, and it really can help change people. You've probably seen that, and talking to him, and he knows how it is, and there are people who may or may not believe it's something that they'll do, but it can really change people when you see that happen. It's a powerful thing.
Well, it needs to be a holistic program, and that's what these academies are. That makes all the difference in the world. And so you're learning a variety of subjects, from skills, managing conflict to setting boundaries. Yep. There are so many different subjects on parenting and how to manage your finances, and so very holistic. And of course, it's beautiful when you can have a lot of this happening through volunteers that go in and facilitate these classes and develop relationships and mentor the inmates.
Did this prison fellowship? This started with, was this Chuck Colson who started this?
Yes, in 1976.
1976. So you've been doing it for some time.
About 12 years, and
you've been doing it for 12 years.
Personally, yes, I've been doing it 12 years, but it's over 40 years old now. Our ministry itself.
Yeah. Well, that's really amazing. Stacy, who else have you got that I know you've got a lot of people who help support this, and you've mentioned some of them. One of them that you want to mention too is the attorney who
Heather Bernash.
Heather Bernash, and
yes,
there's a whole bunch of people who are behind this and donate gift cards.
You have another attorney also, Terry Bankert.
Yep.
And let me see. I got a list. I don't want to leave anybody out. So we have, you mentioned the food donors. So then we also have Perry J. Green with Legacy Realty Professionals, Tanja Hill, Flint, Michigan. We have City Council woman Monica Galloway. We also have Pastor Rusty Chatfield, Councilman Herbert Winfrey, Minister Demetrius Hunter, Beth Tilley of One Life Church. We have One Life Church itself. We have former Flint CFO Huey Newsom, and Metropolitan Baptist Tabernacle I mentioned, and so it's Target.
Yeah.
All right. We're giving gift cards to moms from Target.
Yeah.
And I've even got a meeting today. I can't say with who yet until we close the deal.
Sure.
But we're trying to get entertainment as well. We talked about that. You know.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping that we can get this gospel rapper here, and if so, then that's going to add that much more excitement to the party. So I'm actually meeting with a local organization today to talk about sponsoring entertainment.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a great thing, and it is it's December 21st. It's a closed event, but the kids who are going to be there, it's a big thing. Kids in there. If they have a parent, the mom or the guardian, whoever it happens to be, that's bringing them, obviously it's going to be a really nice thing for them. It's December 21st. It's at the Saints of God Church over in
Forest Hill Avenue.
On Forest Hill Avenue.
And listen, we have and the children, they range from 1 to 17.
Yeah.
I mean, I was talking to Denise about this. It was just yesterday. This is the first year that I just took the time to break down the demographics, because I was interested to see
age groups
and how many kids, especially were without dads during those early formative years. And it was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I mean, the vast majority of our children are in their early formative years, from 0 to 5. But we have a number of them. I think that next age group is I think I talked about from 7 to 10. But we still have a lot of teenagers too. And also the great thing is we got the GISD skip program. They're going to be providing books and other things for those kids. So,
nice.
They're even stepping in and supporting us as well.
That's fantastic. Yes, Sherman Mays.
Thank you. No, I got one question. Now, the connection you make with the parents and the kids, would you say that helps the kids maybe stay on the right path so that they don't end up like their parents? What impact would you say it has on the children?
And we'll address that then to Denise, I guess. Did you want Denise to take that one, Stacy, or are you good with that? Here locally.
She's telling me to.
She's saying, no, you.
So I think we play a part. I think it takes more than what we do in order to heal that heart of the child, but we play a part. As Prison Fellowship plays a very significant part of that. But think of it this way: if you're a child there's nothing more sad and heartbreaking than not having a mom or a dad. Not just Christmas time, but just in general. Throughout the year, you're missing a parent. That's difficult. And so if we can provide love and support to the family in general, certainly that plays a major role. And then to have that child know, as Denise said earlier, that their mom or their dad is thinking of them, even though they're absent, they got a gift on behalf of mom or dad. And then if we can, throughout the course of the year, facilitate relationships with that family, make ourselves available to that mom or to that caretaker. I think Denise said it well when she said it gives hope. And it doesn't solve all the problems, but anytime that you can give hope to a child, Frederick Douglass once said that it's easier to raise strong children than it is to repair broken men. And so I think it does play a significant role in giving that child hope and letting that child know that even though mom or dad is not there, they're thinking about them. And even though they're not there, there are people out here who are surrounding their family with support because they matter. So but it takes a village. It takes a lot of work. And I've been talking to various people in the community about building relationships with other organizations that are service oriented so that we can also provide other potential resources to these families aside from what Prison Fellowship is, the great work they're doing, besides what I do, because it takes a village. No one person knows it all. I don't know it all. We can't do it all. So it does take a village. And the great thing is that we do have so many people from various organizations willing to step up. I have a meeting next Monday with a gentleman from a service organization. He heard about Angel Tree, heard about what we're doing, and he wants to meet with me to figure out how he can help the families with their services and with their resources. So I think Sherman, answered your question. Yes, I think it plays a significant role in encouraging that child and ultimately, hopefully, keeping that child from as they get older making the kind of choices that might lead to a repeat. Because as Ms. Harris said, the whole point is reconciliation, restoration, and breaking up that cradle to prison pipeline.
I got to think too. It's really great that these are coming. As you mentioned, that these are coming through sponsorship from the parent who is in prison, so that they're a key. They're the motivator for this. They're the ones who are responsible for this, and so if you can help the parent as well, that's got to be a key component to helping the child get on a good path and stay on that path when they've got, when you've helped the parent become re-engaged and given them some skills and helped them.
Absolutely. We've had some prisoners that have been able to actually raise their children from behind prison bars.
Yeah.
And so Angel Tree is one of the mechanisms that they can use to do that, to keep them connected to the parent. And one of the things I wanted to mention too is that with every gift that's presented to these children, there is a personal message from the parent attached to that gift.
Oh, that's
and
wonderful.
When you read those messages, I've had the opportunity sometimes to fill out those Angel Tree tags that get attached to the gift.
Yeah.
And when you read those messages that say things like, Daddy loves you, be a good girl, I'll be home soon.
Yeah.
And then one just kind of broke my heart. It was a kind of a long message. And he said, I love you so much. And he said, when I come home this time, I'm never leaving you like this again.
Yeah.
And that just, it's so moving.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to share that because the child needs to know that it's not a gift that is given, just by the church. It's actually a gift from their incarcerated parent.
Right.
And when the child is looking at that gift and they're reading the message, they're saying, this is from Daddy?
Yeah.
When we go in and we do the sign-ups with the incarcerated parents, they'll say things like, oh my God, my daughter loved the gifts that she got last year from the church. And she called me and said, Daddy, we love our gifts. How did you do this? You're in prison. How did you buy me a gift? So I just wanted to share that part of it because it's just so heartwarming.
That's fantastic. Listen, anybody wants to help the ongoing work of Prison Fellowship, how would they get involved?
Well, I'm happy to announce that, of course, thanks to Stacy and wonderful Angel Tree churches and organizations throughout Michigan, that we have covered all of our Michigan children this year.
Wow.
We would love to have churches consider doing what Stacy is doing here in Flint next year. Okay. And then if they want to get involved this year, we're looking at some of our neighboring states, Ohio and Indiana. They still have a large number of Angel Tree children. So your listeners, they can actually serve children using our mailing option if they go to angeltree.org and register.
Wonderful. Angeltree.org. Listen, we've got to take a break. Thank you so much, both of you, for coming in and sharing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Any final thoughts?
Well, I want to say Angel Tree, again, is a ministry of reconciliation. And it would really mean the world to us if your listeners think about prisoners' children and think about the message of Christ and how, as the church, we are given the ministry of reconciliation. And it's a wonderful way in which you can do that by reaching out to prisoners' children at Christmas time.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, both of you, for what you do. Yeah, Stacy.
Thank you. And to the churches, I just want to say, remember, Jesus once said that which you do to the least of mine, you also do unto me. So I host these events at a different church every year. And the reason why I do that is because I'm hoping that more churches in the city of Flint
Yeah.
will themselves become Angel Tree hosts.
Sure.
Because we have so many kids
Yeah.
and no one church can do it all. And even though I have so many kids, it'd be great to get more churches involved.
Yeah.
And to get more people locally to take ownership,
Yeah.
for our children here. So I hope that they heard what Mrs. Harris had to say, and that more churches in Flint will say, wow, you know
Yeah.
what, next year we want to do that. And then we'll have more churches spread it out, getting
Sure.
more involved.
The more,
with these
the more
families.
that help, the more people you can help.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Fantastic. So nice to meet you, Denise, and thank you so much for coming in, Stacy. It's great to see you again.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
You bet. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back. Flint's News Talk, 1470 WFNT. We'll the nonsensical portion of the show will commence after that. We'll be
Nonsense here? Never. Never.
back after this.